Hi, I'm Anna, postnatal physio, coming to you from my studio in Billericay in Essex. And in this video, I just thought I'd take you through some exercises you can do that are going to get your pelvic floor muscles working that aren't just kegels. One of the really common questions that I get asked is there anything else I can do apart from my pelvic floor squeezes that's a little bit more interesting, that's going to get my pelvic floor feeling stronger? And the answer is yes. Absolutely. Once you've got the hang of squeezing and relaxing through your pelvic floor muscles, doing them as you're doing other functional movements can really help to build that strength much more effectively, and it's much more interesting for you to do as well. So I thought I'd take you through in this video a little exercise sequence, incorporating some exercises that are going to get your pelvic floor muscles working well, as well as getting the rest of your body moving too, and to, fingers crossed, get your pelvic floor feeling even stronger than it is already. So we're going to start off standing up, and we're going to start with some squats. So you're going to take your feet just wider than your hips. We're breathing in as you squat down, and breathe out as you push up. Breathe in as you squat, breathe out as you push up. So each time you exhale, you can try and think about squeezing through your bum muscles as you push yourself up, but also think about trying to tighten through that core, try and get that lift through your pelvic floor on each exhale here. So starting off with a few squats. As we're squatting, just think about that nice alignment of our knees as well. So knees are coming out nice and wide. Just watch they aren't coming together as we're squatting. Our weight should be back into our heels, so you could wiggle your toes here if you wanted to. We'll go for a few more squats. So let's go for 4 more. So 4, 3, 2, and last one. Well done. Then from here, let's bring those feet in slightly, and we'll try a few heel raises. So again, keep standing tall. Think of that core engagement. We're going to breathe out as you push up onto our toes. Breathe in as you lower your heels down. Breathe out as you push up onto your toes. Breathing in as you lower your heels down. So this one's going to challenge our balance as well as getting those pelvic floor muscles working. And if you do find that you suffer a little bit with what we call urge incontinence, so maybe as you put the key into the door to go into the house, that's when you feel like you might leak. Often by just doing a little heel raise, that can help get that pelvic floor waking up and working well to stop that little leak or that little urge that you might need the toilet when you feel that urge is coming. So heel raises can be a really nice exercise to try if you get those symptoms. And again, on this one, we're breathing out as we push up. Breathe in as you come down. And again, on each exhale, you can think about that little lift of your pelvic floor at the same time here. We'll go for 3 more. So 3, 2, and last one. So hopefully you're starting to feel those calf muscles working, the backs of our legs, as well as getting those pelvic floor muscles working. Give your legs a little shake. We'll try one more standing. Let's try a few lunges. So just make sure you've got a bit of space in front of you. Again, we're standing tall, shoulders back and down. Try and have your back in sort of a neutral position again. Keep that core switched on. Think about trying to keep a bit of a lift through our pelvic floor. On this one, we're going to breathe in as you step, and then breathe out as you push yourself back. Breathe in as you step, breathe out as you push back. So let's alternate legs here as we try a few lunges. On this one, the bigger the step you take, and the lower you take your knees to the floor when you're lunging, the harder we're going to work through the whole of our body. But see how it feels on your legs, see how it feels on your knees, as well as on that pelvic floor as we're stepping. So the bigger the range, the harder it's going to be. Feels a bit like it's a bit tough or a bit uncomfortable. Just make those steps a bit smaller. Just keep that range a little bit less as you're stepping there. Okay, so stepping into a lunge. On this one, quite often in my classes, I see people that are a little bit wobbly on this one. So my advice is always have a look at how you're stepping. The wider you step, the more stable you're going to feel as you're moving through this one. So a wider step is going to make you more stable. If you go like you're on a tightrope with your feet really narrow, it's much more tricky to balance on this one. Okay, so nice wide step as you're lunging here. Let's go for 1 more on each side. And then coming back from there, give those legs a little shake out. And then we're going to come down onto the floor next. So let's just do a little roll down to get there. So you're peeling down through your spine, crouching down, walking yourself out. We're going to come onto our hands and our knees. Knees under our hips, hands under our shoulders. Shoulders down away from our ears. We're going to try and find a middle, a neutral position with our lower back. And again, just think about that lift through our abdominals and our pelvic floor. So nice big breath in. As you breathe out, think about trying to do that lift. So we're keeping that pelvic floor switched on. Our toes are tucked under, and we're going to try one of our pull-in prone preparation exercises. So for this one, breath in at the bottom, breathe out as you hover your knees up, breathe in and hold the hover, and then breathe out as you take your knees down nice and smoothly. So breath in at the bottom, breathe out as you hover, breathe in and hold, breathe out as you lower down. Try and keep those shoulders back and down. It can be quite tempting to round through your shoulders here. So shoulders stay back and down. That core is tight as you're hovering up and down. So breathing out as you hover. Just think about that extra little squeeze of our pelvic floor as we exhale and hover on each one. Let's go for 3 more. So 3. That's a little pause at the top if you can, nice and slowly down. 2. And last one. And then taking those knees down, untucking your toes, and then working on a bit of mobility through our spine. But again, this is going to get those pelvic floor muscles working well. Going into our cat stretch. So you're going to start with your tailbone here. You're going to tuck it under. And then you're going to think about trying to curl and round through your spine, working all the way through to the top of your neck, taking your chin to your chest last. Then we'll go back the other way. So untuck your tailbone, arching all the way through your spine, working all the way through to the top of your neck, looking forward, if you can, up towards the ceiling last. Breathing out as we're moving through our spine. Breathe in and hold the stretch. Breathe out as you move back the other way. And breathe in and hold the stretch. As we move through this one, so as we curl, think about drawing that belly button up as high as you can towards the ceiling. As you arch, you're trying to let that belly button drop down as low as you can towards the floor. And we're trying to go for that nice, smooth segmental movement through our spine. So you're starting with your tailbone, working through your lower back, your rib cage, between your shoulder blades, into your neck, up to the top of your head last on each movement. So again, tailbone, lower back, rib cage, shoulder blades, neck last. So you should feel like you're getting a nice stretch through your spine, as well as getting that pelvic floor functioning really nicely as we move through this exercise. We'll go for 1 more in each direction here. And then when you've done those last couple, we're going to take a turn over onto our backs. And we're going to do 1 more exercise and then we'll try a stretch. So we're going to try our shoulder bridge next. So on your back, knees are bent, feet are about hip width apart, and just having your hands nice and loosely by your sides. So open through our chest. We're going to tilt back through our pelvis, so we're flattening our lower back to the floor. We're squeezing our bum muscles, gently drawing into our belly button, lifting through that pelvic floor as we peel up through our spine, nice and smoothly, 1 vertebra at a time. And you're aiming to get into a nice straight line at the top of the movement here, through from your knees, hips and shoulders. And then you're slowly rolling back down, letting 1 vertebra make contact with the floor at a time as you come down. So breath in at the bottom, breathe out as you tilt, squeeze and roll up. Breathe in and hold at the top, breathing out as you peel down through your spine, nice and smoothly, 1 vertebra at a time. So breath in at the bottom, breathe out as you tilt, squeeze and roll up. Breathe in and hold at the top, breathing out as you peel down nice and smoothly, 1 vertebra at a time. So it can feel quite nice on your back again, a bit like your cat stretch, to try and get that nice, smooth segmental movement as we're rolling up and peeling down on this exercise. Let's go for 2 more bridges here. Lovely, that's it, keep it nice and smooth. So our next one's going to be our last one. All done. Then when you've done that last one, you can just bring your knees in towards you and give yourselves a hug there. So hug those knees in. Give yourself a little bit of a stretch out. You can give your knees a little rock side to side or roll them round in a circle. Just giving your body a nice stretch through. Taking a few deep breaths here. And then you can slowly lower those legs down. Take your time, turning over onto your side, and then taking a slow sit up and round from here. So coming in and having a sit round, and then you're all done. So hopefully you enjoyed that little exercise routine. You could feel your pelvic floor muscles working and functioning well as we went through the movements. and fingers crossed you found that just a little bit more interesting than just doing those kegels. If you are getting stuck with how to progress with your pelvic floor exercises, please do take a look at my website. It's animatedphysio.co.uk, and you can contact me through there as well and see how I can help you.